Welcome everybody to the Paycheck Rundown Recap. Man, we had I know we were live a little while ago watching the fight between Oliveira versus Max Holloway. But Tony the Kid, man, he has to stop on by real quick and discuss the recap of it and what occurred, but also to the announcement of the White House card. All right. Now it was announced during the main event, and I think we were just talking about it for sure. But you know, I gotta get on here to talk about the recap, man. I'm disappointed. All right, in my opinion of this Max Holloway versus Oliveira fight, I'm disappointed of the outcome. And reason being is only because I think as you were tuning in and watching during the show, the BMF belt should be represented as a stand-up, head-to-head. Let's fight it out. Let's duke it out. Let's have someone get knocked out, right? And throughout that fight itself, I just don't like those type of fights. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't like those type of fights. I give it to Oliveira being dominant and being the force of what he should have been against Khabib when he fought Khabib. But right now, it's like you already knew Max Holloway was not going to take it to the ground. You already knew Max Holloway was going to stand up, fight it out, duke it out, and let's handle it in the middle of the ring, right? So for it to be what it was, I was not excited for it. I definitely, it didn't hype me up. You saw throughout the freaking event. I was not, and I was disappointed. I was very much just trying to continue to watch, hopefully to see something very exciting. So I know for a fact a lot of the fans were not happy with the outcome, and thus fine. Oliveira, props to you. You won the fight. You did dominate in your own way of fashion. So congrats at least to you specifically. But, you know, it just was a type of fight that Max Holloway deserved better, in my opinion. He deserved better. Max Holloway should have had a fight where it was an opponent to stand up. He fought against Johnson. Come on, man. That would have been something else. But it is what it is. I'm glad at least it's over in the meantime, and hopefully we can continue moving forward and at least seeing the BMF fight style of event that it is be that type of fight where they collab and they just duke it out, middle of the ring, middle of the octagon, and see who wins at the end of the day. So it is what it is. But not at all, I was impressed to see Dober. All right. I know that was early in the card. Dober defeating Johnson was a good shocker. And I think that fight, particularly between Dober and Johnson, was really the highlight of the fight, the event in general. I think surprised and shockingly to see Dober winning TKO second round was like, hey, that's what's up. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. The rest of the card, like decision. The card itself of UFC 326 was underperformed, in my opinion. Like, come on, man. Main event, decision. Co-main event, decision. Wasn't very highlighted. And then third to the last between Rosas and Font, decision. Underperformed. Totally. This UFC card was literally a overall grade. If you want to grade it, overall grade, I give it a friggin' F. To be honest, I give it an F because it's like it totally underperformed. I think this card was only to set up what was going to end up being the UFC White House card. That's all it was, and I think everyone was just tuning in to see for sure who's going to be announced for UFC White House. What event is going to be perceived in that fight, and that's it. Otherwise, the BMF belt, we would have been more excited had the way this outcome would have ended. I wasn't excited for it. I was very, I was just disappointed, man. Oliveira just, it is what it is. You could have, the way you acted and the way you performed in this fight, you should have done so in the Khabib fight with him as your opponent. You should have definitely took care of the fight itself, how you did this fight with Holloway against Khabib. I'm just saying. But the fact that you didn't, sorry, buddy. You lost me, man. You lost me. Now, otherwise, let's talk about the UFC White House card. It was announced, as you see there. Poirier and Gaethje are going to be one of the co-main events, if not the main event of the card. So, am I excited to see that fight? Sure. Do I think Poirier is going to walk all over Gaethje? Hell yes. I don't think Gaethje has no chance. He has no chance at Poirier. I'm sorry. He is not Patty. He is not Patty at all whatsoever. I was very shocked how Gaethje took care of Patty in the last fight, and I was very shocked at how Gaethje ended up winning, knowing if you rewatch that fight, Gaethje looked tired, gassed out, even at the end of the first round. He looked like he was done. He looked like one of those veteran fighters where he was just fighting to fight to get a paycheck. That's all it was. So Patty at that point just showed he's not ready for the big spotlight. He ain't that guy. He needs more time to develop. He needs more time to have some bomb-ass fights to move forward. Wasn't ready. But Poirier, that dude is going to knock him out. He's going to make him go to sleep, just like how Max Holloway did in the last freaking 5 seconds of their fight. He's going to be right there in the middle of the freaking octagon, passed out, slumped, sleeping, snoring. That's what Gaethje is going to be doing when they're fighting the White House card. But if I were to announce this fight as a highlight fight, it is what it is. You know, it will be a slobber knocker. It definitely will be one of those fights where someone's going to end up being knocked out. It's not going to be end up where this is going to go to decision. I don't believe so whatsoever. Where there's too much power. He is excited to get in the octagon again, return, and fight someone. He is going to knock Gaethje out for sure. So I'm going to keep it up with that. He's a fellow Spaniard. I got to choose him. But it's for the World Light Heavyweight Championship. So congrats to those guys being named, you know, the main card, at least the event of the event for freaking UFC Freedom, I guess what is being called right now, 250, which I don't understand. I'm going to look into that a little bit, guys. But the co-main event is Pereira versus Gagne for the interim heavyweight championship, y'all. That's interesting. So if I were to pick a fighter in this fight, I'm a fan of Pereira. Apologies. I'm a fan of him. I am a fan of Gagne for sure. But what I would like to see is Alex going in there and dominating and knocking out Gagne. If he were to do that, this sets up the event of the century when it comes to Alex versus John Jones. And yes, they will end up fighting each other if Alex wins by knockout. And hopefully we get that within this year. I really do hope so. But if that does not come through, which I'm assuming why that fight did not end up happening for this main event, I do anticipate Alex going against Tom Aspinall. So timeline-wise, we are in March. This is going to end up happening sometime in in June, as you guys see there. So we got June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 6 months. So if nothing really major happens in that fight, he ends up probably fighting again in 2026 in December against Tom Aspinall or John Jones. We shall see. So I think Alex is going to take that fight. That's just me. I do know, look, Gagne is definitely heavier. He is used to that weight, and he's used to operating in that weight class itself in general. So he does have some advantage, but let's not forget Alex does have some freaking power. So if he were to, last a little bit, do some good stand-up, he may end up knocking him out. Just saying. The other event that I'm actually shocked of is O'Malley versus Zombie. I did not think that fight would be, happening, but also too, I did not think O'Malley would end up fighting that soon. I think that was just more of a fill-in, to be honest. But O'Malley, look, O'Malley, you got to step it up. You got to get in the game. You got to sit there and win some fights right now. You have been on a lackluster fight reign since you lost your title. So get up in there, get in the round, fight, knock him out, be done with. Let's continue with your freaking name call. I mean, you're O'Malley. You should, if you are who you are, get up in there, knock him out, and be done with. The next fight after that was Ruffy versus Chandler. Chandler being on the White House card, that's fine with that. Chandler is always putting on a goddamn show. If you guys have not tuned in to watch his fights, you should, because Chandler puts on a show. Whether he gets his ass knocked out or he knocks someone out, either way, something's going to happen. So tune in for that one for sure. Then you got Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel returning, all right, versus this guy, whoever this dude is, the Coas. I don't know what freaking name is. Don't nobody know his name. Don't nobody know who he is. I don't know who he is. UFC fighters probably don't know who he is either. So at this point, I'm going to anticipate Bo Nickel taking this fight. And he better, because he's fighting against Mr. President at this point right now. So he better go in, win, and win dominantly. My opinion and my say so. Other than that, you got the return of Lopez versus Garcia. Lopez, you had a battle against Volkanovski earlier this year, and you mean to tell me you're going to return in June to fight this guy? Didn't we see Lopez literally in the medical tent with his legs being so swollen, like as if he had broken legs? I don't know how the hell he's going to handle that. I really do not know. But I do anticipate Lopez going in there, having a slobber knocker of a match. I know that's a WWE term, but he's going to go in there. He's definitely going to have a fight, and I can see Lopez winning this fight by knockout. Just saying. Now, overall, recap this card as you guys see as is. Do you feel like this card is going to be a good card? It's decent. It's a decent card. For a White House card, I don't think this is not it. These are not the names that you would really want to see. What I wanted to see is, I'm okay with seeing Topuria versus Gaethje, which should have been something else, but I'm gonna just leave it as is. What I wanted to see was Alex versus Jones. That's what I wanted to see. What I want to see is O'Malley versus someone else, if not Jan. Just saying. I think he should have fought for the belt. Chandler should have fought McGregor. But again, doesn't seem like McGregor wants to fight. And all in all, that's fine, McGregor. Conor, you want to do us things. You're a millionaire. Okay, great. Great for you. Good business for you. You want to do other things. You control bare knuckle fighting. You have some fun out there. That's fine. Go enjoy yourself. It's okay. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, Conor, you owe it to the UFC fans to get your ass back in the octagon and fight Chandler. You took all this shit, but yet all of a sudden you want to back out every single time when it comes to signing the freaking contract. You ain't getting... You definitely take it to social media for us to pay attention to, and for us to want to sit there and say, oh, be excited for your next fight. But every single time, I bet you that contract hits your desk, you flip it away and turn it somewhere else. That's fine, Conor. It is what it is. Bo Nickel versus whatever that guy he's facing, I'm sure he probably would have fought someone else. It is what it is. Lopez, if I'm not mistaken, I heard he was supposed to fight Alex Volkanovski the third time, which didn't really make any sense to me. But again, all right, fine, whatever. If it's a White House card, go in there and put on an event. Either way, that fight would have been interesting, to say the least. So I don't like this card. I don't like this card at all. Freedom 250. The only thing that excites me is the Alex and the Topuria. That really does. Actually, I'm cool with watching the Chandler fight. I really am. But it is what it is. I think overall, I give it a C card, my opinion. If you guys are going to be tuning in and watch that, go ahead and do so. It is what it is. It gives me a C vibe-ish style. But I'm going to leave it at that. So if you guys anticipate all that, let me know. Let me guys think what you guys think about that card. I'm not really too excited for it at all whatsoever. But that's my intake on that. And then we'll talk about discussing more further. Hopefully no one gets injured. Hopefully no one gets hurt for sure before that White House card. It's in June. We got 3 months to go. So let's see. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for doing the recap with me real quick. But we'll see what happens, man. We will definitely see what happens. You guys take it easy. We'll see y'all soon.